What is going on YouTube? Hannah back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we are going to be looking at XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin, as well as the S&P 500. As you guys know, I left off making a video yesterday, which as you guys can see here, is basically that there's about 1 day left for cryptocurrency to pretty much decide where it's going to be moving to. And that can be discovered or deciphered by the charts that we're starting to see within most of the major cryptocurrencies, specifically Bitcoin. And as you can see in today's video, we've been tracking what appears to be a pretty substantial symmetrical triangle, or maybe even ascending triangle as it forms on the 3 to 4 hour charts on Bitcoin here, which you can see should be ending fairly soon. We thought it was going to end yesterday, but it seems like today might be that last time here. There's a clear resistance here, and we're clearly intertwined with the moving averages on the 3 hour charts here. So we're trying to battle this out, break through it, but we could inevitably either, well, obviously one of three things, this, or this. But usually that happens with some substantial amount of volume either entering or leaving, unless we just decide to trend sideways. So we're going to have to figure this out. And this will ultimately figure out, or it'll ultimately impact what we could expect to see happen within the other cryptos like XRP and Ethereum here, which are also sideways consolidating this weekend, As you guys know, the S&P 500 opens up today, so hopefully that the volume found and moved within the S&P 500, whether that be, to the upside or the downside, whether we break through or retest this, or what's most likely going to happen, maybe we'll open up here and then start to trend downwards. That's the ideal look. Believe it or not, I'd like the markets to actually kind of skew downwards and then eventually just trend sideways like this, but hopefully get rejected off this correct lower. That would ultimately mean the bearish break on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. So I'm going to try to go over that and discuss all of this with you today. It's a lot of consolidation. It's unfortunate, but these are the markets that we had anticipated, that we've been talking about, that we've been preparing for since 2018. Honestly, we knew that the next bull run that happened in 2020, 2021 was not going to last forever. And at some point it was going to peak and plateau and start to correct downwards, and here we are today. So we're going to talk about all this stuff with you guys in today's video. Definitely make sure to subscribe if you're interested, if you haven't already. Turn on post notifications, smash the thumbs up button, and let's dive into today's episode. As you guys know, I did just recently start my new finance channel about a month ago, as you can see here with my name, Hayden Schreier, and I've been putting out new finance videos for you guys. So I wanted to separate the topics of crypto and finance here, and just put a little more full span videos, like 10-15 minutes jam-packed with information in a summary of what's going on with the economy, and seeing how it could correlate well with the cryptocurrency being the #1 focus here. So it's a really good channel. I really appreciate everybody taking part in it. We've gotten over, some videos have over 1,000 views, and I just started it a couple of weeks ago. Video literally 7 days ago is 1.2K, so really appreciate all the support. New video that just dropped, how to be a millionaire on a low income, and I have another one coming this week in regards to the global crisis that's happening around the world, which is pretty insane. But we're going to talk all about this later on. But otherwise, definitely make sure to go subscribe to this channel, link in the description. Diving into the technical analysis, you can see top 10 cryptos. We're still consolidating here. Markets are only down 0.96%, but most of the major cryptos, Bitcoin down 0.65, Ethereum 1.6. We have BNB down 0.9, XRP down 1%. We're really not seeing much movements. Like most of the cryptos are just barely breaking 1% here for the most part. And this is typical. It's expected here. We haven't had the markets open yet. Typically, when the S&P 500 does open and then close by the end of the day, we should see that volume and that movement that would ultimately impact the decisions of where XRP, Ethereum, and Bitcoin are going to go. Not Bitcoin. That'd be funny. But people do have like merchandise for that. Regardless, you can see here the past 3 days, pretty much just Saturday and Sunday have been sideways trading. And here's today, which hopefully will have some sort of volume behind it. And we'll either see a run to the upside or to the downside fairly soon. Problem is, I'm leaning more towards a 70-30 split. That's 70% bearish, 30% bullish here, which is still an opportunity to trade. But you can see in the past year, we had a month of consolidation where we had a very strong support. Fortunately, we got intertwined with this resistance as expected. Typically, when we hit this resistance, we break bearish. As you can see, 1 and 2, and here we are again with 3. So it's expected that right here, we would start to dip lower. And as you guys can see, we did just that. But we managed to break through this, which is a pretty amazing opportunity to break that pattern, because these bearish, or descending fractals typically have a bullish bias here. Problem is now we're retesting this major resistance. And honestly, it's going to be a very difficult one to break through, considering we just added a month of support to this resistance level here. So we're not looking too good. So there's a big chance, and why I'm 70% bearish, that we'll hit off this and correct lower. And that's kind of the ideal movement that I have here. However, we could do one of two things. Obviously, if we break off this, we could short. And if we get above here, we could buy in for a long with expectations of obviously hitting resistance up here, but eventually breaking through it. Now, it carries on to these other cryptos because there's a chance as we consolidate more within Ethereum, it might take longer than today. But as you can see, Ethereum is slowly filling in its gap here. You can see the last time we did this, we consolidated, eventually retested this resistance. And what do we do? Break bearish. We come back again, consolidate, retest this resistance. What do we do? Break bearish. So here we are trying to fill in this gap. Not that much longer, about a week to 2 weeks left. Once we finish this, we're going to have a decision to be made, and there's a good chance we're going to break bearish as it's done every single time here. And because the markets have consolidated back up from 21 or 18 on the RSI all the way back up to 39 on the RSI, which is still kind of undervalued, it gives it more room for us to see a swing downwards, which we could still take advantage of. And the same thing applies with Bitcoin. This is the aggressive trade for those aggressive traders out there. What we're looking for is to see the decision of Bitcoin, which has a lot more weighting on it in a bearish sense here than it does a bullish. Had the moving average been here, we would have hit this and probably consolidated up. But there's a lot of resistances at the top here. We seem to be not having much luck trying to break through that. So there's a good chance we're going to break down and correct lower, which would be a short-term opportunity on the 3-hour or 4-hour charts to the downside. A trade that only lasts about a day here. You can see on the 4-hour too what I mean by that. And then jumping to the daily, you can see we're pretty much still intertwined within the moving average. I don't like to trade here long-term. As a conservative trader, I don't plan on trading inside of here. But what we're looking for is either A, are we going to just fill in the gap? Are we going to break up and retest resistance, or break down? Regardless, very short-term aggressive trade, you could do one of these two things. The other sense is let the markets play out. Once we confirm breaking through this downtrend here, I can very much so expect to see a very substantial run to the upside. So we have to be patient here. Otherwise, we could drop lower, which would, pretty much send us down to 7K, which honestly, we're not going to zero, guys. Bitcoin's not going to zero. It's not going to happen. It never has been. So, we're not going to see that again. So we could go much lower. We could hit 5K. We could hit 10K, which would be insane. But you just have to be prepared as to what's to come here. And it's all going to be predetermined, which, the S&P opens up in 4 minutes. And I'm wrapping up today's episode right now. So we just kind of need to let things play out. Really, we're looking at the S&P, which wants to have a bullish cross, but we could get a bearish rejection off its MACD right here. But we did just double bottom off its support. So there's a big chance we could head up higher. There's a very big chance we could head up higher. We're below our moving averages. The daily does seem like we could easily recover. And it would be a pretty substantial recovery had we do catch up to these moving averages, about 17%. If we got up to here, that would be a 17% recovery, but the markets would still be down a total of, I have it here, about 11%, which honestly is not that bad at all. Especially if you've been dollar cost averaging, you probably break even at that point. But we still have this consolidation. We have to see where this goes. We're, hoping that this is the double bottom here, but we're not going to know if this is the soft landing until the Federal Reserve or the CPI data comes in for the inflation rates, which it's probably going to come in 2 weeks for June. And if June's is lower than 8.6, which it probably will be, then we'll most likely see a continued rally. But there's a big chance that we could get rejected off this. So just keep your eyes peeled. We'll see how today plays out for the rest of the day. But this is going to be the ultimate influence on these other cryptos. Obviously, you can take advantage of all these trades on BitYard here. I did link BitYard down in the description. All you have to do is sign up down in the description below. Click on Mystery Box to earn some free crypto. And then you can trade XRP or any other crypto, even demo trade it. And then all you do is type in the amount of leverage, type in the amount of margin, click buy or click short, and you're good to go. Otherwise, that's going to wrap up today's video. Definitely make sure to smash the like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and I'll see you in tomorrow's episode. Peace.